Have you ever cried in front of a stranger? I'm getting into a Uber ride, still numb from everything that happened 3 weeks ago when my house burned down. I lost everything, my photos, my furniture, my entire life. But the worst part, I lost my dog Max in that fire. The driver seemed normal at first, middle-aged guy, friendly smile, typical small talk. But then, I heard this soft whimpering from the front seat. I looked up and saw this golden retriever sitting in the passenger seat, wearing a little service vest. My heart immediately dropped because he looked exactly like Max. Same golden fur, same gentle eyes, same way of tilting his head. I tried to hold it together, but my hands started shaking. The driver noticed in the rearview mirror and said, "Oh, that's Buddy. I run a small animal shelter downtown. Second chance pause. I take different dogs on rides with me for socialization and to make TikTok videos promoting adoptions. Buddy here's been with us on and off for about 3 years now. He's particular about people." I just nodded, staring out the window, trying not to think about Max's last moments in that smoke-filled house. But here's where things get unbelievable. Buddy suddenly jumped over the center console into the back seat with me, just climbed right over and sat down next to me, pressing his warm body against my leg. The driver immediately pulled over, looking genuinely shocked. "I'm so sorry," he said. He's never done that before. In 3 years of fostering Buddy, taking him on hundreds of rides, he's never gone to a passenger, ever. That's actually why he's been hard to place. He doesn't warm up to people. I started petting Buddy's head, and he looked up at me with these knowing eyes, like he could see straight into my soul. That's when I completely broke down. 3 weeks of holding everything inside just exploded out of me. I'm sobbing in this stranger's car, and this dog I'd never met before was somehow comforting me in a way that felt impossible. The driver turned around with tears in his own eyes and said something that still gives me chills. In all my years running the shelter, I've only seen Buddy do this 3 times before. Each time, the person had recently lost a dog. I don't know how he knows, but he always knows. But wait, it gets even more incredible. I told him about Max and the fire, and he went completely silent. Then he reached into his glove compartment and pulled out his phone. "I have to show you something," he said, scrolling through his TikTok videos. He found one from 3 years ago and handed me the phone. It was a video of Buddy at the shelter, and the caption read, "Meet Buddy, found after a house fire, waiting by the ashes for 3 days. His owner didn't make it out. He's been looking for the right family who understands loss. Day 847 at second chance pause." My blood went cold. This dog had been through the exact same trauma I was living through. He had lost his human in a fire, just like I had lost Max. No wonder he knew. No wonder he climbed back there. He recognized the grief because he had lived it. "That's why I've been fostering him personally," the driver continued. "He comes home with me most nights because the shelter environment is too stressful for him, but he's never bonded with anyone, not in 3 years. The adoption applications never work out because he just doesn't connect." I spent the entire 20-minute ride crying into Buddy's fur while he just sat there completely still, like he was absorbing all my pain. The driver didn't say another word. He just drove while this miracle dog did what he somehow knew needed to be done. When we got to my destination, the driver refused to take my money. "Buddy's therapy sessions are always free," he said with a sad smile. "Besides, this is the most alive I've seen him in 3 years." As I got out of the car, Buddy pressed his nose against the window and our eyes met one last time. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I looked up second chance pause and found dozens of videos of Buddy meeting potential adopters, but in every single one, he kept his distance, polite but disinterested. I was watching video after video, and Buddy never once showed the connection he'd made with me. The next morning, I got a text from an unknown number. "This is Jake, your Uber driver from yesterday. I know this might sound crazy, but Buddy hasn't eaten since you left. He's just sitting by the door waiting. After 3 years of failed adoptions, I think he's finally found who he was really looking for." I'm typing this with Buddy sleeping next to me on my temporary couch. Jake brought him over that same day, along with all his toys and his favorite blanket from the shelter. Sometimes the universe breaks your heart just so it can put it back together in a way you never expected. Max sent me Buddy through that house fire, through that Uber ride, through a stranger who dedicates his life to giving dogs second chances.